Soni, welcome to the AMEX. Your first time here, right?
Yeah, first time here and first time in the UK. It's kind of crazy.
First time here in the UK as well, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you make of it so far?
It's definitely a change from what I'm used to. I'm really afraid of the whole driving on the left thing. I'm so used to being on the right, so I'm not driving ever over here. But I love the people, I love the weather, I love the drinking part. That's always my favorite. I don't know, it just feels like a better vibe to me here than it does in America.
I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased you're enjoying it, and you've got it on a good day as well. I mean, I think having the sun shining down on us, there's no rain, there's no clouds really. I mean, a few about, but I mean, it makes the world a difference, doesn't it? So I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I can see you've kitted yourself out in some merch.
Yes, I totally did. I bought this shortly after I started following the team. I was really excited when I got it in the mail. It was right before I went on another trip, so I was definitely wearing it to work one day. I was like, look guys, I got a jersey!
Spread the word, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you mentioned you bought it shortly after you started supporting Brighton. What made you, I guess, start supporting Brighton? Why Brighton over other teams?
So I follow baseball religiously. It's my favorite sport of all time. At the time, my baseball team was on pace to lose 107 games. 107 out of 162.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, I need a new sport to watch because I can't do this anymore. And my coworkers were like, you should totally watch the Premier League. We all follow it. We're always watching it when we're working. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll look into it. So I started doing my research on how it works, when did the game start and everything. And I finally settled on okay, cool. I'll definitely watch it. I just need to pick a weekend to do it. And I ended up picking the weekend that I caught COVID. So I was sitting at home with COVID, just kind of relaxing and whatnot. I finally propped up my computer, was all right, let me see if there's anything going on. Turns out it was the beginning of the season, and it was the first game with Manchester United. And so I was like, okay, cool. I know Manchester United. I don't know anyone else, so I'll just watch. And then I can just remember just watching Brighton scoring that first goal and then scoring the second goal, and everybody's going crazy. And I'm like, that's how you know. And I was on Twitter tweeting everything out, right? In a thread, because I'm like, please don't yell at me. I'm just an American who's trying to figure out how the sport works. And so I was tweeting everything out. I was like, I can see the holes here, I can see the holes there. This person made an own goal. Why did they do that? Just kind of made a thread, and then at the very end I was like, the statistics don't lie. The smaller team beat the bigger team. And so I could see some comparisons with Brighton with my baseball team. So the Nationals, I follow the Washington Nationals. The Nationals won the World Series in 2019. But to get to that point, we lost about 5 or 6 years worth of playoff runs. We never made it up past the division series. And so year after year was always constant disappointment, always constant sadness. The city would just be really upset. And then in the year that we managed to go over the hump, everybody just went crazy in celebration.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I could see that with your FA Cup run and everything else. I was like, wow, this is actually a thing. I could see this team growing and stuff. And so it's been really cool to see the growth over time. And, I've been telling my friends at work, yeah, I started watching soccer now. Soccer, sorry, football. But
we don't judge.
Right, so I'm sitting here, right, and I'm like, I started watching this team. They seem pretty cool. And my coworkers, when they heard about that, they're just like, why are you following Brighton? I'm over here following this team or that team, or I follow Manchester United. I'm like, well, I can see the differences, I prefer smaller teams because I know that they can do really big things later on. Now, granted, it's not going to be one big jump at the same time. It's going to take some steps. And so, just seeing the team make these incremental steps, and then De Zerbi just coming in out of nowhere and really pushing these guys to their limit has been really, really fun to see. And so this being my first my first season of watching Premier League football has been really like eye-opening. And so next year when it comes up, I'm finally able to compare the two and be like, oh, okay, cool. So like, remember the time that this happened, we did better that time, or we're doing better this time because of X, Y, and Z. And plus next year we'll get a full year of deserving. So instead of like half a season, you get like a full season of it. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I mean, that is such an exciting thing to imagine, a full year of deserving, and you've picked such a good season to start supporting us. I mean, as you say, we've had the fantastic FA Cup run. Unfortunately, it's come to an end. Nothing we can do about it, but we're still challenging for Europe. I mean, how much do you think it means to the club and to yourself to actually be in that position where we are challenging for Europe?
I mean, it's a huge challenge, obviously, because you're playing with other clubs throughout the entire continent. With us, for example, in like America and in the baseball world, we don't really have that luxury. We will have like random scrimmages and whatnot, but it's not like a big, huge universal thing where it's like, oh, this baseball team won the World Series, they're going to go and do something else. They're going to go play with a team against like Panama or whatever. Like that's not really a thing that happens.
Yeah.
But to see like the when the FA Cup run was happening, like seeing other teams going like, hey, we really respected the fact that like you guys are going to do great. We can see you guys doing like Europa League and whatnot, like seeing all that support, like the little clubs are starting to come together and go, yeah, man, you can do it. And so I feel like the Europa run will be amazing for the club. Like it's definitely going to attract more people. It's definitely going to attract like more attention to the club. We might get more players that way. Like it's all sorts of good for not only like the fan base, but it's also good for the club itself.
It's fantastic to hear you say that. It's fantastic to hear you kind of get the whole thing. Because we feel like because America doesn't have that kind of setup in a lot of things. You don't have the European stuff to look forward to. It's kind of America, and that's that. It's really nice to hear that you kind of appreciate that and understand that. So it's good. So I think we've done enough chatting out here for now. So should we go in and have a little look around, see the stadium, see the shop?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Lovely.
What? That's crazy. This is actually like really, really cool. It's bigger than what I imagined, that's for sure. Okay, all right.
Initial thoughts?
It's bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be way smaller. I like it though. I really do.
How does it compare to some of the American stadiums you've been to?
Some of them can be big, some of them can be small, depending on like who the team is and like how are they like building up their teams and whatnot. So like the more popular ones will get bigger stadiums, the smaller ones will get smaller stadiums. DC United's is probably about maybe this size, if not a little bit smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see how you think it compares to the US stadiums, DC and so on, when it comes to the game actually starting and the atmosphere kind of ignites a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as I understand it, it's fairly different. So, I mean, are you prepared? Are you sort of looking forward to experiencing that?
Yes, I purposefully got a seat in the North Stand to get the entire experience. Like, that's my whole goal, is just get the most authentic experience that I can. That way I could go, okay, cool, I did the thing.
I mean, you picked a great stand for that. I mean, North Stand is notoriously, it is the best stand, I think, in Brighton for singing and all that. Have you been practicing the chants?
No, but I'll figure it out as I go.
Yeah, they're not too difficult. Thanks again for meeting us. Thanks for coming over. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you today. I hope you enjoy the game. I look forward to catching up with you in the pod afterwards.
Thank you. Me too. Honestly, thank you again for such a warm reception. I wasn't really expecting that at all. Shout out to the Stateside Seagulls out here repping the USA as always. Gang, gang. But yeah, thanks again.
So, Soni, your first ever Brighton game, and what a game you've had so far. What do you make of it?
It's insane. Absolutely insane. I predicted what, a 1-0 result? We're now getting like 4-0. So yeah, unexpected, but it's very, very fast paced, very exciting. I love like the crowd action back here. Like it just feels really energizing.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, this is particularly good. I can't remember the last time we were 4-0 or 4-0 up at half time. What do you think? I mean, how do you think it compares to watching it on TV or on a stream?
On stream, it's a little bit slower. You don't really realize how fast they're going until you actually see it in person. And like obviously they're being super precise with their passes and whatnot in quick succession too. So that way, like the other team doesn't like get in there. And so just seeing that fast-paced action, like you kind of understand why everybody loves this game.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has. I mean, as you can see, that I think it's a sellout crowd here today. There's lots of people here loving it, cheering it on. You can hear the people singing behind you. I mean, are you enjoying the atmosphere, the songs, the chants?
I'm learning the songs. I just clap along to them and I just kind of pay attention from there. But yeah, no, it's been great.
Yeah, we'll make sure. I'll send you some links.
Okay, great.
That's fine. Yeah,
Good. Sounds good.
Send them. So, who has impressed you so far during the game? Which player do you think has been your favourite?
Pascal Gross has been killing it out there so far. Jason Steele, just seeing him up and close and just like blocking all these goals and whatnot. Dunk has also been doing a really great job as well. I mean, realistically speaking, the entire team is doing a really good collective job at making sure that the Wolves aren't going in there. So yeah, I mean, I have to give credit to everybody so far.
Very fair of you. Very fair. So, do you think we're going to see any goals second half?
I hope so, because I'm sitting right here. I truly expect goals, at least one or two.
I hope for your sake we do. I hope for our sake we do. We all sit in the same stands. I hope we do. Obviously, you've been to see some soccer over in the US of A. How does it compare to an MLS game?
Again, it all boils down to energy. Like, we have energy out in the States, but it's not like as passionate. So while people are very excited and they're over here cheering and all, but you don't really hear like the songs. You don't really hear like, you don't have like your banners and stuff. Like, I feel like there's more passion here than it is over there. And if anything, I would love to take some of that passion, like bottle it up and just like take it back with me and just kind of like sprinkle it all over like DC and everywhere else in the US with soccer teams, because honestly, that's what we need. That's literally what we need. We just need a little bit of like essence and just energy.
For sure. I mean, I think what we really need is not that, but instead to relocate you here so that you can come to every game and be 4-0 up at half time.
I would love to. Listen, you pay for it, I'm down. I will gladly make it back here.
We'll sort it out. We'll see if we can crowdfund something. But we had the flag out before the game started. Did you see it? Were you part of that?
No, I actually wasn't. I didn't even see it like kind of swing by.
No.
I know. I really want to though.
Disaster. Okay. Well, anyway, it's been a fantastic first half. I really hope we see some second half goals, just for your sake, for our sake. Enjoy it. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.